5, king of the jungle, heart of a lion. 4, 3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time, I'm on the rise, can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time, ready to shine, brighter than all of the lights. Cause when it's game time, seconds away and the game's on the line. There ain't no doubt in my mind, beating the buzzer like, this is my time. This is my time. This is my time.
Welcome to the Ultimate Wealth Podcast, the show where we unlock the secrets to financial empowerment and lasting prosperity. I'm your host, Derek Passalaqua, and together we're on a journey to transform your financial future and elevate your life to new heights. Join us each week as we dive deep into proven strategies, powerful insights, and transformative stories. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a busy professional, or someone seeking to create wealth and build a lasting legacy, this podcast is your go-to resource for achieving financial mastery and living a life of intentional greatness. This show is about more than just building wealth. It's about creating the life you deserve. So join us and let's build a future where financial freedom is not just a dream, but a reality. Welcome to Ultimate Wealth.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Wealth Podcast. I'm your host, Derek Passalaqua, and today's conversation is long overdue. We're pulling back the curtain on something that's been sold to every working American as the safe and responsible way to retire. I'm talking about the 401k and why it's not just outdated, but how it's actually putting many folks in a very dangerous position financially. Also here with me to help break it all down for you is a special guest who's been in the trenches of the retirement planning and financial services industry for more than 25 years. He's done it all from working with major financial firms from every corner of the world to sitting across the table from real people desperately trying to make sense of their money. And today he's here to blow the whistle on everything wrong with the traditional retirement model. Help me welcome to the show CEO of the financial planning firm Cashflow Masters and author of the best-selling book, Mastering Your Retirement, Mr. Ryan Matthews. Ryan, good to have you here, man.
Appreciate you having me, Derek. Been looking forward to this.
So let's get straight into it. Why do you say the 401k system is broken? Because for a lot of people, this is the only retirement plan they even know.
Unfortunately, you're not wrong about that, and that's the really scary part. What people need to understand is that the 401k was never intended to be the main retirement strategy for Americans. It was originally designed as a supplement to pensions for corporate execs. But over time, pensions disappeared and the 401k got repackaged as the new standard. But it's a system built on a house of cards. You're locking your money up. You're taking on all the risk. You're handing control over to Wall Street, and you're praying that 30 years from now, the markets, the taxes, and the timing all magically work in your favor.
Yeah, and what's wild is most people have no idea what they're even invested in. They just set it and forget it.
Exactly. They check a few boxes during onboarding at work, and that's it. And here's the kicker. Wall Street makes money whether you win or lose. They get their fees no matter what. Most 401k participants have no clue how much they're paying in hidden costs. Expense ratios, management fees, advisor fees. I often see plans charging 1.5 to 2% a year, sometimes more. That may not sound like much. The cumulative effect of those fees over a lifetime can easily cost you upwards of 6 figures, sometimes more.
Let's slow that down real quick because I don't want people to miss that. You're telling me that even just a 1% difference in fees can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost retirement income?
Yes, and I'm not exaggerating. Let's say you've got a $500,000 retirement account. If you're paying a 2% fee every year, that's $10,000 a year just vanishing. Now compound that over 30 years. That could be $250,000 or more in lost value. You're basically working to enrich fund managers who are making money whether your portfolio goes up or down.
So the guy managing your money gets paid even when you lose money. That's insane. What other business gets away with that?
None. And if that weren't bad enough, you're also stuck with a massive tax problem. Everyone talks about how 401ks are tax-deferred, like it's some genius move. But here's the truth. You're not avoiding taxes. You're just postponing them. And if tax rates go up, which they probably will, you'll owe even more on your own money later.
That's the part that blows my mind. People are betting their entire financial future on an unknown tax rate in a completely different political and economic landscape 20 or 30 years from now.
Yep. And they're doing it because nobody ever taught them there's another way. The truth is, the 401k works great for three groups. The government, who gets to tax more later. Wall Street, who earns consistent fees. Employers, who get a cheap benefit package and no pension liability. But for the average family trying to build real, lasting wealth, it's a raw deal.
Man, this is eye-opening. And this is exactly why I wanted to have this conversation. Because people out there are doing what they've been told is the right thing, but they're getting crushed by a system that was never built for them in the first place. Ryan, I appreciate you helping me inform our listeners about all of this. What I would really like to do now is transition into what the solution is so that the folks at home can better know and understand exactly what other options are out there and available to folks. I understand it can be a pretty helpless feeling hearing these things for the first time. So let's talk about what people should look to do instead. How can they better protect their hard-earned money, build cash flow, and start to take back control over their finances without betting it all on Wall Street or giving up control to some advisor who may or may not have their best interest in mind. Did you have any final words before we move on to this next part of our conversation?
Yeah, just this. Don't feel bad if you're waking up to this for the first time. The system was built to keep you in the dark, but once you see it, you don't have to keep playing the game.
Well said. I couldn't agree more. All right, Ryan. So, in the first half, we exposed the broken promises of the 401k, the control issues, the hidden fees, the tax traps, and how Wall Street and the government are the ones really profiting. But I want to shift gears now. Let's talk solutions. For the people listening who are waking up right now, what are the alternatives? What can someone actually do to take control of their financial future?
Yeah, great question, and the good news is, there are better options. But they're not taught in school, and they're definitely not promoted by your HR department or the talking heads on CNBC. The foundation of it all comes down to one key principle. You need to be in control of your capital. You need liquidity, you need safety, you need guaranteed growth, preferably tax-free growth. You need tax-free access to your money at any time for any reason, and the ability to do so without stopping the compounding growth. And most importantly, you need something that is in perfect alignment with your values and beliefs. A company that only wins when you win. Now, I know for most people hearing this, it probably sounds like I have lost my mind, because the vast majority of people have no clue that something this amazing actually exists. But I'm here to tell you that it absolutely does. That's why one of the first tools I talk about, and I know you're big on this too, is overfunded whole life insurance, or what a lot of people now call infinite banking.
Absolutely. And I want to pause you right there because I know someone out there just rolled their eyes like, ugh, life insurance, but they don't understand how powerful it actually is when it's set up the right way. This isn't about death benefits. It's about living benefits.
Exactly. When people hear whole life insurance, they think old school, low growth, boring policies. But the infinite banking concept flips the script. It uses a properly designed, high cash value whole life policy from a mutual company. And it's built not to maximize death benefit, but to maximize liquidity, growth, and tax-free access. You're not investing in life insurance. You're creating a personal banking system where you can store cash, earn guaranteed compounding, and borrow against it whenever you want without interrupting the growth.
That's what people miss. When you borrow from a policy, you're not taking your money out. You're leveraging the insurance company's money while your cash value keeps compounding in the background. It's like having your cake and eating it too.
Right. And it's tax-free growth, tax-free access, tax-free legacy. Compare that to a 401k where your money's locked up, exposed to market risk, and taxed on the back end. You're not even allowed to touch it without penalty unless you're over 59.5. With IBC, you can use your money now for real estate, business, emergencies, whatever, and still grow your wealth for the future. It's not an investment. It's a private reserve strategy.
Man, I wish more people knew this stuff 10 years earlier in life. I really believe every entrepreneur, every investor, every family should have one of these policies as the core of their financial strategy. Because once you have a place to store cash where it grows safely and gives you access anytime, everything else becomes easier.
Totally agree. And here's the kicker. This is what the wealthy have been doing for generations. Walt Disney used it to fund Disneyland. J.C. Penney used it to save his company. Banks are the biggest buyers of whole life insurance in the world. They don't just sell the dream, they use it.
So for people listening, they're probably thinking, okay, that sounds great, but what else? What other things should people be looking at instead of the old school retirement trap?
Great question. Once you've got a place to store cash and borrow against it, the next step is investing that capital in cash flow producing assets, not stocks that go up and down with the wind. We're talking about real estate rental properties, flips, creative deals, private lending becoming the bank business investments, especially recession-proof businesses, online income streams, coaching, courses, automated agencies. The goal is to build multiple income streams that grow over time and put you in a position where you don't need to touch principal. Your cash flow covers your lifestyle.
Exactly, that's the wealth triangle right there. Cash flow control and tax-free growth. That's the model I preach over and over because it works. Most people are chasing some future number hoping to save enough to retire someday. But that's a flawed model. Wealth isn't a number. It's a system.
100%. And here's the truth. People don't want retirement. What they want is freedom. The freedom to spend their time how they want. The freedom to walk away from a job. The freedom to take a risk, build something, make a bigger impact. And you don't get that by giving control of your money to a fund manager you've never met and hoping it works out in 30 years. You get it by taking ownership today.
Let's land a plane with this for someone who's just realizing, dang, I've been on the wrong path. What's the next move? What do they do today?
Start by educating yourself. Find someone who understands these strategies, someone who doesn't have a Wall Street agenda. Second, look at where your cash is sitting. If it's all locked in retirement accounts or low-interest savings, it's time to reposition. Start by building your own private bank. Third, get intentional about cash flow. Whether it's real estate, a side hustle, or turning your skills into income, start building that second and third stream now. And lastly, connect with communities like yours, Derek, because when you're surrounded by people who are doing it differently, it rewires your mindset fast.
That's so good. And that's exactly why we created this podcast, to help people cut through the noise and build real wealth on their terms, in a way that honors their values and their vision. Ryan, I appreciate you taking the time to be here today, brother. This was pure fire.
Thanks for having me, man. I really enjoyed getting the opportunity to come hang out and chat with you for a few minutes. I hope everyone listening today was able to get something out of our conversation today that they can take and put into practice to help improve their finances, even if it's just one small step in the right direction. Thanks again for having me on. I can't wait until we can run it back.
All right, guys. If this conversation hit home for you, do me a favor. Share it with a friend, coworker, family member, or just someone you care about who's still stuck in the old system and needs to hear the truth. Make sure to follow the show, leave a review, and keep tuning in because we've got a lot more heat coming your way. I want to leave you with my all-time favorite quote from Benjamin Disraeli. It goes like this: I have brought myself by long meditation to the conviction that a human being with a settled purpose must accomplish it, and that nothing can resist a will which will stake even existence upon its fulfillment. Until next time, keep building, keep believing, and remember this: wealth is not just about money. It's about freedom, and you've got the power to create it. I'll see you on the next episode of the Ultimate Wealth Podcast.
Trying to get a lot of dough. Anything is possible. Turn me up in the headphone. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Yeah. Grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot